This is Face the Nation, broadcasting live from the CNN-IBN headquarters in New Delhi with Sagarika Ghosh.
How safe are Hindus in Pakistan? In a recent high-profile case in Pakistan, Rinkle Kumari, a Hindu woman from a village in Sindh, alleged in court that she had been abducted and forcibly converted to Islam by the man she was married to. Human rights activists say that there are many other Rinkle Kumaris in Pakistan. At the moment, groups of Hindus from Pakistan are camping in Delhi and in other parts of India, saying that they are fleeing persecution in Pakistan. Let's get you an update. External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna made a statement in the Lok Sabha today, throwing light on the three separate incidents in Sindh where Hindu girls were allegedly abducted and married off to Muslim men. One of them was Rinkle Kumari, who initially said she was abducted and forced to marry a Muslim, but later backtracked. Police records say that 25 young Hindu girls have been abducted and converted forcibly in Sindh alone in the recent past. Activists claim Hindus constituted 15% of the total population in Pakistan at the time of partition in 1947, but that percentage of Hindus has now dwindled to less than 2%. And External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna today made a statement in the Lok Sabha where he spoke about Hindu girls being allegedly abducted and married off to Muslim men in Pakistan and asked Pakistan to respect its constitution.
Recently, in separate incidents, 3 Hindu girls in Sindh province have reportedly been abducted and married against their will to Muslim men. We appeal to the people and government of Pakistan to take all possible steps to protect the constitutional rights of their minorities.
And joining us tonight, Tarun Vijay, BJP MP, is joining us. He's also director of the Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation. We have Sushant Sareen, strategic affairs analyst, joining us, and Rita Manchanda, author and research director of South Asia Forum for Human Rights, SAFHR. Someone who works very closely with the Pakistan Human Rights Commission in minority issues in South Asia and looking after minorities in both India and South Asia. And we will also get you the views of Marvi Sirmed, journalist, human rights activist, columnist from Pakistan, to whom we spoke earlier in the day. Let's now tell you what we're asking tonight. We're focusing on the Rinkle Kumari case. We're focusing on the Hindu families that have come to India from Pakistan and asking, are minorities safe in Pakistan? Are Hindus safe in Pakistan? First, let's get you the views of Rinkle Kumari, to whom Face the Nation spoke earlier today. We began by asking her if there were other girls like Rinkle Kumari in Pakistan. Is this a widespread trend that many other Hindu women are being abducted and forced to convert?
There have been so many Hindu families who have left Pakistan in last especially 2-3 years. The phenomena has not been very recent. This phenomena of leaving Pakistan for India or for other Western countries was started actually during the Musharraf years. If we talk about Rinkle's case and taking lead from Rinkle's case to the forced conversions of girls, only girls, and these girls are mostly the girls who have been converted, they are only 18, 17, 18, 19 years of age. Now these girls, there are different rackets, and one racket, it is reported, is of selling and buying of girls for sex, the sex trade that is going on. They kidnap the girls and put them into sex trade.
And apart from the women, are the Hindus in general, the Hindu community in general, is this being attacked, and are they being attacked and discriminated against in Pakistan as of today?
they're generally Pakistanis believe that, you know, it has become a rhetoric that Hindus are as much of Pakistanis as we are, Christians are as much of Pakistani as we are, and 11th August speech of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, in which he stressed that you will cease to be Muslims or Hindus or Christians. But when you scratch, when you know, slightly scratch the skin, it comes out that, you know, they means Hindus, Christians, Ahmadis. Ahmadis I will call a sect of Muslims, but they are one of the most persecuted minority, even more than Hindus, even more than Hindus. You know, we don't see, you know, these vicious and violent attacks on Hindus as we see against Ahmadis.
Human rights activist Marvi Sirmed speaking to Face the Nation earlier in the day. Let's turn it over now to our other panelists. Rita Manchanda, let's focus first on Wrinkle Kumari, and then we'll talk about the Hindu community, and then we'll talk about minorities in general in Pakistan. In your experience, are more Hindu girls like this being abducted, being forced to convert to Islam in this way, as Marvi Sirmed seems to be suggesting that they are?
I think over the last 10 years, you've had more than 100 cases which have actually been registered. And to get these cases registered is a huge Herculean task, because the police do not. Many of the feudal Sindh landlords who protect these groups that abduct these girls, and these girls are as young as 13, 14, often of their, 2 girls are abducted, 3 girls are abducted. The police, the network of patronage that protects these abductors, and it's also that these are extremely poor and very, very disempowered families, often bonded laborers as well, because in Sindh, where you have the largest concentration of Hindu population, they are also the most oppressed, and in fact often in situations of bondage to these Sindhi feudal landlords. So it's extremely difficult for them to get a case registered. And if the official statistics suggest that over the last 10 years 100 cases have been registered, you can imagine how many actually don't even reach the surface. One of course but there is,
so it's not just that they're Hindu, but also they're very low social status.
It's also that
they're bonded. They're literally like almost bonded labor.
Well, they are very poor. They have a very, very abject status. But I should mention that, you know, there are some cases which bring hope, in the sense there is the Neelam Ludhani case, where the courts upheld that yes, she should remain with the man who's abducted her, and but the court, or at least the judge, directed that in fact it must be. He guaranteed that there would be a separate house for her, that property would be put in her name, and that if by chance she was thrown out because the man had a previous wife or might even take another Muslim wife, then she would still be protected.
Right.
So you have judicial activism.
In that case, the courts supported the woman.
In this one case.
In the one case. Tarun Vijay, now you have been campaigning on the Wrinkle Kumari case. You have been taking it up. You've also been taking up the issue of the Hindu families that are there in Majnu Ka Tila who have now moved to Gurgaon. But now, in the Wrinkle Kumari case, should we be a little careful, because Wrinkle Kumari has now gone to the court and said that she converted to Islam of her own free choice, because she wanted to marry the man who she wanted to marry. Now, should we not be looking for forcible conversion, forcible violation of her religious rights, when in this case it just may be that she converted out of her own free will?
Sagrika, what was the alternative before Wrinkle Kumari except to yield to the torturers and those who raped her continuously for days? She was the girl who told Supreme Court that she can give her life but will never convert to Islam because she loves her Hindu dharma most. Pakistan has become a big, huge torture cell for the Hindus because of the religious hatred. Pakistan was born out of the hatred for Hindus in 1947. First they killed, maimed and converted the Hindus, and now whatever is remaining, it's not 21, more than 51 Hindu girls have been converted, forcibly married off to Muslim boys, and salutes to columnists and activists like Marvi Sirmed. I had been visiting Pakistan many times. I had been visiting Karachi, and there I had seen that how the Hindu women are too afraid even to sport bindi, sport a Mangal Sutra, and the Hindu priests in the Karachi Shiva temple and Hanuman temple, they sport the half-skull Muslim caps to protect their identity. And they do arati and puja with that half Islamic cap and not the Hindu rituals. So this is the condition which the Indians in India are unable to understand because of some kind of a sham secularism.
Let me just get Rita in on that. Let me just get Rita in on that. Is this a kind of hellhole for Hindus in Pakistan that Tarun Vijay is painting? Is that the correct picture?
Let me just say one thing. To use language like they hate, I mean, the kind of hate language that you've been using is in fact responsible for the kind of prejudice that is so entrenched in both our countries. And in a sense, what we are focusing upon prejudice and anti-minority practices in Pakistan is extremely important to also recognize that those kind of prejudices also exist here. We need to, in fact, uproot those prejudices here as well and look at, in fact,
Let me just get a quick response in from Tarun Vijay, then we go to Sushant Sareen. Don't you think that you're speaking an irresponsible language?
This is the kind of mentality which is helping the Taliban people to kill more Hindus. I never use the hate language. In fact, I had been frequenting Pakistan. Perhaps I will be having more friends in Pakistan than Rita ji would have. But think of the parents. Think of the parents whose daughter is abducted daylight before their eyes, and they are unable to find any solution from the police, from administration, from judiciary, and before their eyes their daughter weeps and says, "Mama, I am converting to Islam."
Okay, is there no recourse, Rita? Is there absolutely no recourse to justice, no recourse to the authorities?
Of the parents.
That the establishment is completely blind to these women?
Look, the fact is, I mentioned to you that there was this one case where judicial activism demonstrated a very supportive position. However, it is a fact that from the police onwards, there is indifference and there is active opposition to actually supporting them. These are the most vulnerable in terms of both class, in terms of status, and of course in terms of their Hindu identity, because Hindus are seen as proxy citizens of India.
But of course there are activists like Marvi Sirmed who are there. There are liberal activists like Ansar Barni who are there in Pakistan, and there are. I think we must salute them. Which is why it's important, Tarun Vijay, to see this as a common fight against bigotry and against prejudice. It should not be a weapon, perhaps, that we are using against Pakistan. That's the issue. Let me bring in Sushant Sareen in here. There have been general attacks. I mean, as we showed in our report, ferocious attacks, in fact, against the Ahmadis, which Marvi Sirmed spoke about, attacks against Christians, attacks against Shias. So are Hindus most...
18 Shias were killed, taking them out from birth in Peshawar. So the hate is killing now. More Muslims are being killed by Muslims in Pakistan than anywhere else on this earth.
No,
so we must fight this hate unitedly.
We must fight prejudice in every South Asian country. Sushant Sareen, let me just get you in on this. Is it only the Hindus that are vulnerable, or is it minorities in general? Where do the Hindus fit in? Are the Hindus most vulnerable? Because as Rita is pointing out, they're also the most backward. They're the most lower class and the most oppressed.
I think there are some facts which need to be put in proper perspective. Number one, all minorities, all of them, be it Shias, be it Khojas, be it Ahmadis, and Marvi is absolutely right when she says that the Ahmadis are subjected to the kind of treatment which I don't think the Nazis also gave to the Jews. Rita is wrong when she says that the Hindus are only from the very lower sections of society who have been oppressed. The facts are otherwise, because people like Rinkal Kumari, Dr. Lata, all these people were normal middle class families, and they are the ones who are feeling maximum insecurity today, number one. Number two, Hindu traders, for example, Hindu businessmen are fair game. Their daughters and their wives are